Let's predict the Euro 2024 semi-finals. Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video. As I said, today we've got predictions for the final four as they look for a place in the final two. It's a massive video. I usually do these videos with Sophie, but because I'm so excited and in such a good mood after England's win, which we will come on to in a minute, I'm doing a separate video now and I will get you Sophie's predictions on Monday when I see her. Before we get into the predictions, feel free to share your predictions down below. Let me know what you think the scores are going to be. Let's go for 2,000 likes. Make sure you're clicking that like button. It takes 2 seconds, so click it now. Make sure you are subscribed as well, as over half of you are not. So click that subscribe button and let's get into the predictions. We start with an absolute corker. Spain versus France. What a matchup this is. It could be a real blockbuster in the semi-finals as they battle it out for a place in the finals. Let's start with Spain. Spain have been brilliant in this competition. Probably the team I've been most impressed with so far, just down to the fact that it's performances and results. When it comes to results, we can come on to France and England in a minute, in particular those two, but I just think performances and results, Spain have had the full package and they've played a lot of top teams. Now, I wasn't sure what to expect from Spain in this competition, given that they were paired with Italy, Croatia, and let's give credit to Albania because they were quite good. It was a really difficult group and Spain topped the group. They've been winning every game and they've done really well in the knockout stages as well. Of course, they came from behind to beat the people's champions, Georgia. That was an emphatic result. But then after that, they came up against Germany, the hosts, and I, in fairness, did predict Germany to narrowly win that game 2-1. Sophie backed Spain to win 2-1, so fair play to Sophie for getting that prediction correct. I might also have to mention right now that Sophie also predicted Portugal and France to finish 0-0, and she predicted France to win on penalties. Her predictions are definitely better than mine, but you can listen to mine anyway. So yeah, I've been very impressed by Spain. Well done to them. They deserve to be here. And to be honest, possibly the favourites to win this competition in my mind right now, without giving too much away. I just think they've been so good. But they come up against France, who were a lot of people's favourites coming into this competition, and they are in the semi-finals, as you would expect. But maybe, just maybe, we can say that they've not been at their fluid best. France, of course, made it to the last 2 World Cup finals, but in the Euros this time, they've not been particularly convincing, but I'm not going to insult them because they are here and they've got a chance of winning this. I think if France beat Spain, they've got to be the favourites to win the final, whoever it's against. France obviously have so many great players, Kolo Muane, Mbappe and Griezmann, and just it's the forwards that have probably impressed me the least. I think that they certainly could turn up in the final couple of games, but they've not really been firing on all cylinders, and teams have been able to frustrate France. The thing is with France, they've really been held in a lot of games to draws. I mean, obviously they drew with Netherlands, they drew with Poland, they've drawn with Portugal, that went to penalties. They only just got the win against Austria and they only just got the win against Belgium late on. So although they've done well to get here, they've not been that impressive on the eye. But like I say, maybe just having that winner's mentality is why they are here. And it's a really interesting game. A lot of people will probably be saying that this really should be the final or could have been the final. It isn't, because France finished second in their group. They've ended up on this side of the draw, but they've done well. They've beaten Belgium and Portugal, who are 2 very good teams. I just wonder, are Spain a bit better than those? I think they are. I'm going to give a prediction and I'm going to say Spain 1-0. I'm just going to back Spain. I think it's going to be a very close game. Spain have been quite open and there's been a fair few goals in their games, whereas France, their games have been a bit cagey. They've been quite tight and low scoring. So ultimately, I think they're going to play that game, and with the stakes being high, I think it will be a low scoring game. But I just think Spain might pinch it. Possibly one of the goal scorers that scored against Germany might pop up with a goal here, Mikel Moreno or Dani Olmo. I must emphasise as well though, Spain are missing a few key players. I think it's 4 suspensions they've got. The 2 main ones really being Dani Carvajal, who got sent off late on in the last game, and Alvaro Morata. But despite that, I do think Spain might win. I do think they've been very impressive. As I say, the youngsters, very good, and I will back them. Spain, 1-0 is my prediction for that game. Share your thoughts in the comments. Next up then, and finally, it's England versus the Netherlands. One of these two will be going to the final, but who will it be? England, let's start with them, of course. As an Englishman, I am very delighted to be here. I think I agree with most of the nation that the football's not been too pleasing on the eye, but it is a results business and it's a pretty short tournament, so 2 more wins and we're European champions for the first time ever. That said though, these final 2 games are potentially going to be the hardest. I must say though, of course, Switzerland was not an easy game. They drew with Germany, they'd beaten Italy, they'd knocked France out of the last Euros, so I think England do deserve credit. The performance was better, it was a little bit more adventurous, but still not massively satisfying to a lot of the England fans, and of course we had to make it hard for ourselves. But I must admit, when it went to penalties, I didn't think we were going to do it, just because we have a reputation of not winning penalty shootouts. But I tell you what, those 5 penalties were brilliant, and I do have quite a bit of trust in Jordan Pickford to come up with a good save, and he did, and we are here. We take on the Netherlands, and the Netherlands have done pretty well to get here. I must be honest, from the group stages I wasn't massively impressed. They only just got past Poland. They drew 0-0 with France. I thought they played quite well. They could have won that game 1-0 actually, but then in the final game they lost to Austria, and it put the Netherlands into a strange position. They finished 3rd, but they've done well so far in the knockout stages to get here, of course. They smashed Romania 3-0, so they deserve full credit for that, because Romania had been pretty good so far in the tournament. And then recently, of course, they have just got past Turkey just before I've started recording this video, and they had to do it the hard way, coming from behind to win that game. Now, the Netherlands, they've got plenty of decent players that we are familiar from the Premier League. Of course, Virgil van Dijk, the main one for me. Can England get past him? Of course, you've also got Cody Gakpo from Liverpool. You've got Depay, who was at Manchester United. I really like Xavi Simons as well. There's quite a lot of quality there. On paper though, you would think England should win when it comes down to just the quality, but that's not how this works. And based on quality, England should be performing as one of the best teams, but I don't think we've performed as one of the best teams, even though we've got to the final 4. The final thing I will say before I give a prediction is, while I understand a lot of people's frustrations with England and Southgate, because I am one of them, I'm not going to be one of those that goes absolutely mental if we only just get a win. In fairness, yes, in the group stages, 5 points, I thought we would do better, but we've got past a pretty decent Slovakia, and Switzerland I do actually rate. I do think England might win this game, and we need the fans to be on board. No more throwing cups at Southgate and stuff like that. Let's unite. We are 2 games away from history, and as far as I'm aware, Southgate is leaving after this tournament anyway, so let's just support the man. His track record is really good for England, even though some people will emphasise that he's had easier runs than other managers. As for a prediction, I just think with England, it's going to have to be the hard way. If we win, we might lose. On paper, I suppose it's the most difficult game so far, but I've got to go for England. I'm going to go for England, and guess what? I'm going to go for England on another penalty shootout. I'm not 100% sure if I trust England to win in 90 minutes, so I'm going to go 1-1. England on penalties. Yes, that's right. We're going to win back-to-back penalty shootouts. We are making history, and we're going to make it to back-to-back Euros finals. If you're a Netherlands fan, you can accuse me of being biased if you want to, but I just have a feeling England might do it and not play well at the same time, but it's the result that matters. Share your thoughts nonetheless down in the comments, guys. Let me know your predictions for Spain versus France and England versus the Netherlands. That's my predictions, guys. Make sure you've dropped a like and subscribed. I will be back on Monday with Sophie's predictions, which are probably going to be more accurate. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.